What's up, guys? It's Brian from Astro Hub. It's about 8:23 a.m. Eastern Time, February 14, 2018, coming to you with another trading video. This one is on Bitcoin. But first, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, upvote, resteam. If you guys are on Steemit and or DTube. If not, links are down below. Definitely check those out. Let's get right into it. So, lots of overnight action in the bullish trend. So, very cool. What we had seen actually was Litecoin take off first in a much stronger fashion than Bitcoin, and that is a little different than the way we've seen the markets trade before in the past, to say the least. Litecoin has risen more than Bitcoin on a relative basis, and I think it basically did it slightly before it too. So maybe just something to keep in mind for the future. Maybe it's something more fundamental than it is technical, and so we need to keep an eye out for that. The way it happened looked pretty fundamental, not necessarily technical. But anyway, we're not fundamentalists; we're technicians. So let's take a look at it. Looking at it a 30-minute, one of the things that bothers me is if I look at this on the 4-hour. The volume of this uptrend right here, it's not necessarily all that big. I mean, yeah, it's a little bit bigger than what we've had in the past, but meaning that in the very recent past. But you know, it's not really all that big. I'd expect it back up. I'd expect it up here. You only really see volume creeping in when you start looking at it on the hour basis. Okay, where then you see, okay, fine, this is a big volume candle right here. So, and the other largest one was about here. So yeah, just something I was keeping in. I like to keep in mind in the back of my head, amongst a bunch of other things there too. So last night I was doing some work on a few different things, and you know, I basically thought that there was two different directions, obviously, up or down, right? And this was kind of the bearish scenario, and this is the bullish scenario. And it looks like we're making this bullish scenario. And this 5 was left here from last night. Let's call it about 92.72. And this was my super not super bullish. I mean, you know, super bullish is going to be like, you know, something over here, but basically a bullish scenario, and that's played out pretty identically from where I was thinking as far as a bullish scenario is concerned. Now, what's happened? Okay, so let's look at this thing more more critically. What's happened? Yes, we have run up, no question. We have broken past this 9,000 level that we've been mentioning for quite some time. This 9,000 level comes from this low right here, and it is also, you know, was impacted here, and so on. So, what I like to do is not look at only just that line. I also like to look at some other recent tops, and another one would be here. Okay, let's call it about 9,100. Okay, that's why I drew this box right here, and this is kind of like my critical junction area, right? So if you're trading this in this fashion, then you look at this in the sense of, well, it's just kind of like a hold off zone. In other words, it's a no trade zone, because this could easily peak up right here and then come back down. The next thing I'm looking at is exactly where the market is right now, this 92.80 some odd level. And this comes from this peak right here. Okay, it's more of a secondary peak than I would say a primary peak. The primary peak really is this 9,500, which is right here. Okay, and this 9,500 also happens to coincide with this dashed line. Remember this channel we were talking about for some time here. Also corresponds right here too. So it's kind of it's a strong line. I don't believe that this fifth wave right here is going to go ahead and make all the way to this 9,500. It may make it to like 9,400, or it may make it to right here about this 93.50 level. It's already looking like it's losing a little steam. Now, what could possibly happen from here? Well, this could be all like a fool's trade. This may not necessarily be the beginning of well, I guess the beginning of a bull market would be back here, but this may not be the beginning of us breaking out of these resistance levels. There's still a lot of work that still needs to be done. I like to see on the hour basis that volume is coming in. I'm not seeing that on the longer term basis, and you do want to see that on the longer term basis. That's the true power of the market. Now, very easily, we could have a retracement, okay? And the fifth candle, excuse me, the fifth wave, you can draw it from here, where this looks like it's becoming overextended, or you could also draw it from here too. Okay, and we'll talk about why you could do that in our training videos. So either way, this looks like it's not going to pierce this 9,500 just yet. We're probably going to have some sort of a correction, some sort of sell off, some sort of ABC or something along those lines, or ABCDE, whatever it is. So where could it possibly go? Obviously, right here, this 9,000 level is something that's pretty. That's something I don't want to go underneath pretty substantially. Okay, we could also get down to like this. I would say 8,900 level. Okay, the 8,900 level too is also kind of a level off of here. Okay, so when you think about levels, resistance and support levels, they're more like bands. It's actually not necessarily a level. It's actually a band. And I would imagine that the band would come down to about 8,900. Okay, that's really where I start getting scared. If the market starts correcting and it starts coming back down like this, well, maybe this was really not necessarily a bullish sign. We'd have to count it and see what else is going on at that time. But in the interim, this is obviously something to be happy about if you're a bull, which we are. But we need to see a small correction here in order to hold up some of these levels right here around this 9,000 level, and then for it to then springboard off of there and create enough momentum to get above this 9,500 level. This 9,500 level is a serious level. Now, that doesn't mean that the market is going to hit it and bounce back off and kind of waste a lot of time here. A way to measure the market strength is how quickly it gets through these major levels. So that's just another 2 cents of gaining market sentiment. So with that said, I think we're just going to leave it for right now. If you guys have any questions, let us know, and happy trading. Speak to you soon.